HRV, Mountain Town, Broken Railroad, Forlorn Muskeg, Bleak Inlet, Mystery Lake, Coastal Highway, Desolation Point, and Pleasant Valley Down. That's 9 of 10. Timberwolf Mountain. I almost said Timberwolf Valley. Timberwolf Mountain remains, as does the Darkwalker, and he's pretty much right behind us. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Challenges meta-series, where we are taking on the Escape the Darkwalker challenge, and the last couple of episodes have gone, like, too well. I know I shouldn't say it out loud, but I feel like I should just prepare myself emotionally. And maybe prepare you emotionally. The last episodes have gone a little bit too smoothly, so I am fully expecting all the curveballs. Now, the fire in Timberwolf Mountain is... Let me say a couple of things here. First of all, thank God that it's not on top of Timberwolf Mountain. It makes a lot of sense that it's not. Talked about this during the previous run. But the fire is also suspiciously close to the Ash Canyon lower entrance, which I could also presumably take the higher entrance, but I feel like the game might be telling me something by putting it by the lower entrance. There's a part of me that's thinking, take the high entrance, that way if you need to get down low after you get in, you can do that, but... Yeah, I have a hunch, with information coming from multiple kind of vague sources, that most of which are my own memory, but not all of which. I have a hunch that the challenge is not through with us yet when it comes to Ash Canyon. And I was trying not to say that out loud in the previous episode, but now that we're here, now that we're at the moment where we will be visiting the final diary page and figuring out what's going on here, I mean, one thing I could do... Yeah, see, I could always use this. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe as soon as I... Because people have pointed out that you can use that particular feature. You can use the maps... You can look at the maps, even when you're not in a specific region, to find out where the fires are, which is not something, because I'm so not a map player in the Long Dark, let's be honest. I am going to poke my head in here real quick, because I think it paid dividends for us last time, so I'm going to give it a chance to do so again. Because I'm so not a map player, though. Nice, work pants. That is not as good as what we're already wearing. Damn. Alright. There is a Go energy drink, though. I'll take that. A bandage, antibiotics that I don't need. Coffee that I do need. Let's go ahead and drink that. That's the sound of the Darkwalker getting uncomfortably close. Oh, wow. That's very close. Okay. Okay. Running. Running. That was unexpected. Wow. All right, then. The Darkwalker's here. That was fast. 10% toxic fog. Let's stay on task, shall we? Let's not get distracted by looting at the very last second after I've spent the past several episodes talking about how important it is to keep moving and not play the Long Dark when you're playing the Escape the Darkwalker challenge. That's the thing about this. I'm going to save those thoughts until I either die trying this or until we beat the challenge here. But that is the thing. You can't really play the Long Dark when you're playing the Escape the Darkwalker challenge, which is interesting. I feel like As the Dead Sleep, what I know about it from when I talked about it when it was released, even though I never played it, and I still haven't. And that's the very next challenge, and the last one until The Hunted Part 3 comes out as part of Tales from the Far Territory. That'll be fun. Hi, bear. Alright, so the bear's in the same spot as last time. Let me beeline straight for the fire. I feel like the As the Dead Sleep challenge is going to be a bit more... It will be very challenging, and it might still require some map knowledge, because I had a regular commenter of mine, very regular commenter of mine, point out the fetch questy nature of a lot of these challenges, and I have to agree with that characterization. Most of them do feel very fetch questy, where it's like, go here, do this, go there, do that, go here, do this, now go there and do that. Like, it's not very typical of Long Dark. Emergency stim, don't need the antiseptic, don't need the antibiotics, don't need the selling kit, will take the MRE. Alright, now, on the chance that we actually need this, I will take these flare pistols. Diary page. Read text. I discarded the far-sided mask and only bone remains. The gate is closed. Will it come for me now? Go to Ash Canyon. See? Use the banish glyph at the ritual circle, which is where? Oh god. Is that in the high portion? That looks like it's in the high portion. So yeah, we're going to need to go to the high portion. Hello. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do my thing where I sleep, even though it's generally not advisable. I realized that the fire's right there too, but I wanted to make sure I had the full amount of time. Alright, I'm just going to sleep for 4 hours because that's all I need. What the heck is that noise? Oh, the bear. I think the bear stayed away from me on account of the fire. That's lucky. Okay, so I am going to go up this way now. I did this before and then I turned around. Let me put a lure down here. But I'm actually going to try this time. You know what? Let me also eat this MRE, because I'm a little bit weighed down. I'm going to get rid of that. And I can go ahead and get rid of the cattails. It hurts me. It hurts my soul, you know it does, but I'm going to run this way. Am I still going down into Echo Ravine? I think I am. It wasn't intended. I meant to go up to the top exit. Okay, so this could be interesting now, because I'm going to need to find my way through. I knew Ash Canyon was not done with me. Let's drink this. I don't want to deal with any encumbrance of any kind. Alright, this is it, Legion. This is the moment of truth. So, why do I feel like the Darkwalker knows that I have all 10 pages? You get that feeling? You picking up that vibe? Alright, it's proceeding towards the lure at the moment. Now, as I recall, there is not a transition to Ash Canyon. You go through this cave, and you're just in Ash Canyon. All right, it still hasn't found the lure. That's reassuring, because I'm not that far away from the entrance. I didn't mean to go down this way. I meant to... Where's that tree? Isn't there a tree you can cross, or a bridge? Yeah, I meant to cross that and head for the high entrance, which is actually near the deer clearing. It would have involved climbing that rope again. This is one bit of Timberwolf Mountains map that I do know. All right, what do we have here? Ragged Wool Toque. All right, let's go. Let's go. And boom. Ash Canyon. So I need to get to that circle. Which maybe, actually looking at it now, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not on the higher portion of the map. I don't know enough about this map, but it seems like we're close to this river, and it seems like I kind of have to follow the river back, and it might be... Yeah, I might actually be in good shape. Oh, man. I'm actually feeling optimistic. Let me change how I'm sitting in my chair. Sorry. I don't mean to make adjustment noises into the mic, but I'm so freaking, like, concerned right now. This is a drop-off. Okay. When I feel like this guy is going to be chasing us. Toxic fog at 2%. The entire time. I am increasingly getting the impression that the Darkwalker really does move as the crow flies. So it just goes straight. I'm going to keep my revolver loaded because I want to be able to scare off any furry woodland friends of the wolven variety that I encounter while here. I do have an energy drink that I can take. How many do I have exactly? I have 2. Nice. Oh man, this feels so familiar. Alright, so this is the river that I'm supposed to follow. Is this the river that turns in on itself? I don't know. I am going to go up to this loot location because it just seems like too good of an opportunity. I think it knows, Legion. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I think it knows. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I feel like the Darkwalker knows. As a matter of fact, just because I feel like the Darkwalker knows one of these energy drinks is getting drank right now. And we are running. Running. We are, in case you missed it, running. Alright. I do also want to keep my head on the swivel for any animals of the larger variety, because I don't know where things are. It does seem like the summoning circle, the more I look at the map, the more I glance panic-induced at the map. Panically? Fearfully? Anxiously? The more I look at it, the more I feel like this circle is on the lower portion. And, I mean, one can certainly hope that if it's not... Oh no. Okay, looks like I can pass through there. That seems like a passage, so I'm going to try to follow it. If it's not, I'm already in trouble. Oh no. Alright. And I do still have 2 stims. I mentioned talking myself through that eventuality multiple times. I haven't forgotten. I just have been making a little bit more of a beeline than I would have expected. Okay, we are approximately halfway there. Use the banish glyph at the ritual circle to escape the Darkwalker. I mean... Alright, I'm fully prepared for a curveball. But right now, this feels... Alright, there goes the lure. put another one down. Just as a distraction, really.
Oh, my head.
All right, you know what? I have another one of those. Let's drink it. And then I have a stim for the final moments if needed. All right, I'm going to just follow the water here because that's pretty much what the game is telling me to do. I might be a little bit quiet because I'm listening for bears. I think I did just hear bear crows off to the right. Wow. This is kind of cool. Like, it feels exploratory even because I'm pretty confident about the direction I'm going in. Alright, so in a second, or maybe even right now, I need to kind of veer up this way, so let's do that. Part of me just wants to freaking take the stim right now. Oh no, that looks low. Okay. What is that? Oh wait, no. Summoning circle's back this way. Oh, we're getting close now. Yeah, I'm very confident that we don't have to be on the higher level. This is the right level. Moment of truth could be as I get over this hill here. Oh, I see it. I see it. This is it. This is it. And the Darkwalker is like not right on my ass. What's happening? Could you try a little harder, Darkwalker, please? We found it. We found it. You're done, buddy. You're done.
What is that thing?
This is fine. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you?
What the hell was that? Ah, damn it!
Oh boy. You're done now, buddy. You're done. Come on. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Bye-bye. You have banished the Darkwalker. Your time, 3 hours, 5 minutes. Challenge completed. And I have the Darkwalker feat. All in one. Okay. 18 minutes, 27 seconds at the time of completion. Well, give or take. Let's chat. I've been holding this in and letting it out in little snippets for the past couple of episodes. Because I've been playing horror games for the last year, and like I said, Phasmophobia, I think I might not have finished this thought in the previous episode when I started it. But Phasmophobia, when I started it out, I was terrified, and I couldn't play solo. I had to have friends with me. And now it's like, and when I mean terrified, I mean like I had to stop because my heart rate was discernibly high in a way that was not normal, even for like moments of excitement for me. So I was like, okay. But that was just the beginning. And I adapted to that. And I can now play Phasmophobia on my own or with friends, and it's fine. Had I played this challenge before that, I'm not going to mince words here, so earmuffs. Ready? I would have fucking hated it. I would have despised it before that point. And anyone who's not into horror at all is probably not a fan for a similar reason. It's just very anxiety-inducing. It's frightening. But here's the main thing. Now that I have that experience of playing these horror titles and experiencing things like Phasmophobia, Mortuary Assistant, things that are like decidedly very, very scary, and actually enjoying them, I'm able to enjoy this experience as a standalone challenge, and it was exciting. But it's not the Long Dark. It's not the Long Dark. You cannot play the Long Dark and play this challenge at the same time. There is perhaps no greater example of this than the way that I had to begin this run, this particular run, this successful run. What did I do? I knew that I had figured out through trial and error that I needed to start in Hush River Valley. A few people had suggested it as well, but I was kind of thinking along the same lines around the same time that the suggestions started coming in. Thank you again to everyone for being good about spoilers and such. We've had to moderate a few comments, but for the most part, everyone's been super cool and understanding, and I really appreciate that. And I will expect the same with Against the Dark, or not with As the Dead Sleep, because yeah, I mean it'll be my first time attempting it, and I haven't watched anyone play it, so same approach there, and just bolster yourselves for that effort, from restraining the tips. But anyway, like, a few suggestions had come in about Hush River Valley, and I kind of knew that I would have to start there. But like I said, I made a few attempts at the beginning episode, and it was just, there was this feeling of cognitive dissonance where I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be escaping the Darkwalker, but I also don't know this zone. And the Long Dark player in me was like, okay, fine, let's explore. Let's see what we can find. Let's see if we can discover anything to scavenge, any resource locations. I mean, Hush River Valley is famously, almost by definition, light on those kinds of things, but let's see what we can do. But the thing is, you can't do both of those things in this challenge. You just can't. You have to know where you're going, you have to know the game in order to play Escape the Darkwalker. And in that way, not only are you required to be fairly competent as a Long Dark player when playing this challenge, but in a strange kind of twist of fate, even though that's a requirement, this challenge forbids you from playing the Long Dark. And you pretty much just travel, again, going to use the phrase from a commenter that I mentioned just a moment ago before the challenge ended, in a very fetch-questy way. You end up kind of going from point to point to point to point to point as quickly as you can, just trusting the game to hand you things at these fires that you need to survive, because you're not able to actually play the game that involves finding the things that you would need for survival. So, what I would say is, I think I would prefer a version of this. If they were to redo the challenge, if they were to and I'm not saying I'm actually suggesting this, I'm just hypothesizing. If we could have a different version of Escape the Darkwalker that did not require you to travel to 10 zones, had more randomization so that there wasn't a set path, and that had a slightly less punishing Darkwalker in terms of, I mean, maybe what you could do is you could have the Darkwalker be like a threat, and when he starts to get close, you've got to really make sure that you get out of the way. But then once you escape, you're safe, and you have a feeling of being able to explore again. But the more you put that off, the closer you let the Darkwalker get. Then maybe in this hypothetical version of the Darkwalker that I'm thinking up, then that's when the Darkwalker could get very deadly and scary because you've been ignoring the risk. But again, you wouldn't have to go to every zone, you wouldn't have to go to 10 zones, and you wouldn't have to follow a prescribed path. And I realize that maybe there's an argument to be made that you can take slightly different directions. But if the Banishing Circle is in is in Ash Canyon, then you would pretty much, if you're sane, you would have to end in Timberwolf Mountain. So you're already constrained in the way that you end the challenge. And you're kind of constrained in the way that you begin the challenge, because you have to begin in a zone like Broken Railroad or Hush River Valley. That's kind of a dead-end zone with one entrance, one way in and out. And I don't know. I'm not trying to bash the challenge at all. I think, I know my language was very colorful, but I would have despised this if I had not adapted to horror games over the last 12 to 13, 14 months. And I think that's the way a lot of you feel about it. And by the way, those people that I'm talking to right now aren't watching this for the most part. Some of you are, but a lot of you aren't, for the reason that I'm describing. This is not the Long Dark. This is a spooky Halloween event layered on top of the Long Dark, and I feel like I would really love it and not dislike it at all. And I certainly may have even liked it. It would have been difficult, but I would have been more open to it as a non-horror gamer a year ago or longer if the Darkwalker was a little bit less of a constant threat, but became a constant threat once he was close, and you had more opportunity to actually play the Long Dark when you're playing this, because that's what I think these challenges miss. And that's what was, ironically, the Nomad challenge was certainly the most like watching paint dry type of experience in this challenge so far, but at least with the Nomad challenge, at least we could play the game, you know? At least there was a feeling of scavenging the things that we needed and finding the resources and the food and the drink that was required for survival. With this, it's like it almost gets entirely put to the side. And I could envision just a better version, as I've just described, of this challenge that would fit more with the Long Dark and wouldn't make me, as an experienced Long Dark player, feel like I'm having to set pretty much the entire game aside to play this challenge. I would much prefer a hybrid of these mechanics and the Long Dark's mechanics so that I could play both. And that might even make it more enjoyable for non-horror viewers and gamers as well. But I'm going to get off my soapbox now. We have completed Escape the Darkwalker, and what's amazing about this is that I set out to record 4 episodes today. This episode and the previous 3 have been recorded in one sitting. I've been getting back ahead of the schedule after my head cold kind of cleared and after getting back from my trip to my friend's destination wedding, and all of these things that have thrown a monkey wrench in my schedule for the last couple of weeks. I'm finally getting ahead of them a bit, and so now this is working out perfectly, because the next time I sit down to record for this, I can actually make the premiere and get it ready good in advance. The last couple of premieres have not been ready in advance. They've been uploaded like the morning of, because I've been going so, like, I've been running up against deadlines for episodes for a while, just on account of my schedule being busy, and now it's not. So we're going to bring more content to the channel soon. We're going to have the final episode in the meta series for now, before, of course, the Hunted Part 3 that I mentioned earlier in the episode is released, and that's a lot to look forward to. So if you're watching this as the episode goes live tomorrow, which, hang on, let me think, what would that be? What would that be? Oh, holy crap. Hang on. Sorry, I'm literally figuring this out on stream. So this was... Yes, that's what I like to see. That's a beautiful thing. So we're going to have our first, if I'm doing this right, I'm doing this very haphazardly, and I don't have all the information in front of me for how many episodes I just recorded and when these are going to come out, but I think we actually have a weekend premiere, which is fantastic for the final challenge in the meta series. I'm so excited. So come on in at the normal time that you might watch this, which is 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Right now, that's Eastern Daylight Time, obviously. So you've probably adjusted to that by now if you watch these episodes daily. But we will have the full premiere tomorrow for As the Dead Sleep, the final challenge in the meta series, which is just crazy to think about. We really blew through the last couple pretty quickly. This one took a little bit more time, but we're finally at a point where we're 7 down and 1 more to go. And then, of course, one that hasn't been released yet. So moving ever closer to that elusive Against All Odds release, which will be in the near future, I imagine. Might not be while the meta series is ongoing, as I teased early on, mainly on account of all that schedule craziness. Honestly, that's probably what put a monkey wrench in that. I wasn't able to do as much at once in February and March as I had planned to, but now I can. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. And of course, I hope to see as many of you as possible for the premiere of the final challenge in the meta series tomorrow at our usual time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes of the meta series are coming out every day at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.